welcome to Old Time Knits. This is episode 29. Today is February 8th, 2024. My name is Marie and I'm coming to you from central New Hampshire. You can find me all over the place, Instagram and Ravelry as Old Time Knits. This is my knitting podcast where I share all of my love of all the knitting and yarny goodness. I share what's on my needles and off my needles, future plans for my needles, yarny adventures, and today I'll share a little bit about our special winter woodland retreat that myself and Judy from the Autumn Acorn Knits hosted about a month ago. So if this all sounds like something you might like, then come on in and let's get started. Okay, so a lot of you are probably wondering where the heck I have been. After all, I just come from a retreat. Unfortunately, I ended up pretty sick after the retreat. Who knows if I got it there or somewhere else, doesn't matter. Yesterday I went to the doctor's and got some medicine, so I'm feeling much better today. And I've been dying to record a podcast. So here I am, and thankfully I'm feeling better. So onward and upward. Life got me again. It's okay. All right, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing first. I am not going to stand up because I'm going to insert some video footage somewhere of me wearing this. Yeah, I can kind of give you guys an idea here. All right, it's just a rough idea. Okay, this is the all yellow cardigan from Mayhew KP or Mayhew KP Knits. And it is just a basic V-neck cardigan, which I have wanted for a long time in my closet, and I'm so happy with it. It is just super easy, basic top-down raglan with a V-neck. This is the first time I have done a V-neck cardigan, and so for me the button band is always the challenge. It wasn't too bad. It's not perfect, but it doesn't bother me in the least bit. My gauge was off, and I had 18 stitches or 19 stitches, and the pattern called for 21 stitches. So because I was off on gauge, I did a different size. So anyway, I did the small on a 42-inch bust. This was done on a US size 8 needle, and it fits me so good. Has just enough positive ease, not too much, which I didn't want a whole lot. I don't want my sweaters to be too oversized. It is very nice and toasty and very comfortable, and I'm just thrilled with the overall fit and feel of it. When I first used this yarn, and I'll talk about that in a second, I felt like it was pretty scratchy. Not pretty scratchy, but prickly enough to make me wonder, oh boy, am I going to be able to wear this? And then after I blocked it, it softened up quite a bit. So I suspect in another blocking, it probably will soften up a little bit more. So the yarn that I used is the Fiber Company, Cumbria. And this is 90% wool and 10% mohair. It is a worsted weight. And this is the color Barrow. This is really a nice color, super hard to photograph, but it's like an olivey, muted, dirty olive color. I just love it. I'm so happy to have another cardigan in my closet because I just love them. I just purchased buttons at Joann's. Honestly, I didn't get too fancy with buttons because it just didn't really matter to me. And I just wanted to get them on and not wait for them to show up. I was being a little impatient. So anyway, that is what I'm wearing. And I have project pages and links to everything I talk about down below in the description box. So you can check that out. Alrighty, my next finished object, my cardigan is my first finished object. I worked on this throughout the whole retreat, the whole time, and I got a lot done on it, so it's good to have it done. Anyway, my first or my next finished object is a pair of socks. Oh, I love them, love them, love them so much. Okay, I do have two. I'm going to put one down. Sorry if my voice is a little off. All right, these are the Nord socks. This was a test knit I did for Nancy Wheeler, Knit Sip Happy. And these were awesome. You guys, they're in DK. Stop it. I can't believe Nancy did a DK pattern. I think she might have done it for me because I was whining. Anyway, fantastic patterns. So there were some single cables, and this whole design goes down the front. I'll take it off the blocker, and yeah, I should just do that now. Simple cables, and Nancy has some fantastic tutorials on how to do those cables without a cable needle, and I was able to do it. So if I can do it, you can do it. Look at how pretty these are. So pretty. And then she's got a great little design going down the back of them as well. Ah, I loved them so much. It was so fun to test knit. There's a great group of testers and lots of giggling and all of that stuff. So thank you for letting me test, Nancy. All right, let's talk about the yarn. The yarn is, the main color is a homespun house, which I just got this in December, so look at me using stash so immediately, quickly. All right, this is a merino cashmere DK. It's 70% merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon, and it's in the Scandinavia colorway. What a fantastic color. Of course, really does amazing things anyway. So that was for the main color. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then for the heels and toes, I used, see if I can handle this, Polka Dot Creek. You guys know I love them. Okay, so this is a fingering weight. It's 75 superwash merino and 25% nylon. It's in the Iced Berries colorway. And so I just held fingering double for my heel and my toe. And I only, I didn't start off with the cuff on that. I wasn't really sure if I was going to make it. I have a big foot. These are for me. I have a woman's size 12, so I always have to add a lot of extra length on them, and sometimes I don't always make it, although I did pretty good. I still wouldn't have made it without contrast something. So anyway, this was the color from Polka Dot Creek, Iced Berries. Oh, such a good color. Such a good color. So that was my test. Let's see, what else can I say about them. Oh, the pattern has been released. It was released about a week ago, and Nancy's so good. When she releases a pattern, she always sets the first week of proceeds to a charity, and this time it went to the New Brunswick Heart Center, and she raised a substantial amount of money. I think it was just shy of $1,000, and then they matched the donation. So how good is that? Really, she doesn't have to do that. It's really a sweet thing to do. So anyway, this pattern is available, and I highly recommend it. And it's DK, you guys. DK, yay! All right, and my next finished object was a work in progress in the last episode. And let's see if I can find the right side of it. It is my Mara shawl, shawlette. It's not super long, but yeah, this was a great knit. Easy. This is by Audrey Borrego Designs. Oh, it goes good with my cardigan. Who knew? Super fun little knit. Easy peasy and quick off the needles. This yarn I used was just one that I had hand dyed many years ago, and so it's not available anywhere. What a great design. So a little bit of, let's see if I can get this up here. A little tiny bit of garter, some knit one purl ones, some eyelets. It's just a great little pattern. This would be a fantastic gift knit. And it blocked out beautifully. I wasn't sure it was going to actually be big enough when I, until I blocked it. And I was so happy with it. Great little design, great little gift knit. And let's see, do I have details here, what I did to it? Sorry, I have notes here. Yes, I was on a US 4 3.5 millimeter needle. My hand-dyed yarn, which is a fingering weight. It was a lovely design. So if you need an easy, nice gift pattern for some knit-worthy, loving girlfriend or mom or mother-in-law or whoever, perfect little design. So that is another finished object. Super happy with it. Oh, all right. In my last episode, I talked about a couple of things that I wanted to knit, and actually this all yellow cardigan was one of them, and this next finished object was another one. And okay, here it is. Yay! All right, and this is the Traveler Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And I even had the yarn for it. I showed you guys the yarn in that episode and wanting to do it. So I threw it on the needles that night, and it just took me, I think, 2 or 3 days to knit it. It was a very easy knit. Super easy construction. Very, I love this yarn. So this yarn does this all by itself. Look at that. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to put this on for you. A little tricky to style on camera, but you'll get the idea. All right. There we go. Ooh, doesn't go bad with my cardigan either. Yeah, this is so squishy. Squishy. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. This is the problem that I'm having. So, one of my biggest beefs with, with I-cord edging. I love an I-cord edging. I love how it looks. I love the neatness of it. I love everything about an I-cord edge, except it's at the top and it just doesn't have a stretch factor. So for me, getting this over my head, that's why my glasses were all Willy Wonka when I took it off, is a little frustrating. I did the adult small, which should technically be fine, but it's just tight. And so this is not a bind off situation. This is an I-cord that gets knit in conjunction when you're knitting the actual cowl. So I don't know. I think I love the look of it, but I'm frustrated that it's a little bit tight to get over my head. Like almost have to take my glasses off to get it on and off, which I probably shouldn't have to. I mean, the rest of the cowl has a ton of stretch, so it's just that. It's like when you bind off too tightly. So I don't know really what the solution to that is. I mean, it gives a nice, neat edge, but I don't know. If you have suggestions on what you do for I-cord border, I mean, I do it on all kinds of things. And I do know that it does pull it in, and it does not block or stretch as big. And I did block this flat before I seamed it, and it is a seamed up the back. Mattress stitch is what she has you do. So lots and lots of I-cord, and it's a great design. It really is a quick knit, another good gift knit. And it blocked out beautifully, and everything lined up for me to seam it up. I'm not the greatest seamstress in the world, but I managed to make it work. I don't have that much experience with seaming. All right, so the yarn was Yarn Hero, and this is the Color Mix DK. It's a superwash merino. It is 240 yards, and this was the bird nest color. Love this. So I had 2 skeins, and this is what I had left. So it took me a skein and a half. Honestly, I haven't weighed this to see what I have left over, but great, great yarn. Look at all the colors in this. So I was so happy because I just love the color combinations in this. They're not anything too bright, and I think I definitely would knit this again. I'm just wondering if a not I-cord edge might be a better option. I don't know, but interested to hear what you guys think about that situation. Okay, let me see what else we have. Okay, I have one more finished object. This has been a long-standing whip, and I just found it in a drawer and decided I wanted to just finish this. I purchased the pattern almost a year ago, and I saw it in a yarn store when I visited in Maine back in June. So without further ado, here it is. Oh my gosh, here he is. Hello. Okay, this is Zeke, the aloof alpaca. Stop it. He's so funny. He is definitely not perfect, but he is pretty funny. I like his dangly legs. He sits on a shelf and his legs dangle. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to talk about it. This is a pattern that I found when I went and visited a yarn store in Maine. I already said that. It was the Mother of Pearl yarn shop in Freeport. And we visited last June to that store, so I saw him on display, and I thought I might like to make him. Tricky to find the pattern. It is on Etsy. This is the pattern by Danger Crafts. Zeke, the aloof alpaca. And I will link that down below. Hopefully you'll be able to find it. So I decided I didn't want to get anything too fancy for yarn. I mean, it's a stuffed animal, for goodness sakes. So anyway, I got Let Lopey, which is 100% wool. And this is a 50-gram ball, and I used just one with not too much to spare. I used a US 6. Yes. US 6, yes. I'm sorry. Looking at my notes here real quick. Yes, it was a US 6. I'm sorry, I can't think of the millimeter off the top of my head. I think it's a 4 millimeter. This is pure wool. Very itchy, very scratchy. But Zeke doesn't care. I thought it was a good choice for him. So I am not much for toys because I do not enjoy sewing all of the little arms and legs and all of that. So I will put a picture here of all his parts and pieces. He was in a drawer with a leg and his body done, and I opened the drawer and I was like, I'm just gonna finish him. So I have no idea what on earth I will do with him. You will probably go to one of the grandkids because they will love him to pieces. But anyway, that was my final finished object. So, oh, the sun. Wow. I have lighting issues now. All right, let's see what I have for works in progress. Okay, my first work in progress is another old whip. And um, between Zeke and this, my friend Judy just would not stop asking, where's this? Where's Zeke? Are you ever going to finish Zeke? And how about your blanket? Well, here I am. She shamed me into it. So I am doing the Cozy Comfort Throw. This has been on my needles for a year. Oh, it gets frustrating. I'm not much of a blanket knitter. I love them for about halfway through them, and then I fall off the wagon. And I think you guys know that because I talked about this before. All right, so here it is. It's pretty long. I hope that you can see this okay. Okay, good. I'm hooked here. Okay, so when I picked it back up, I picked it back up here on the Pink Progress Keeper. That's from the Knitters League. I met them when I went to Rhinebeck a couple years ago. So I got a little bit more done here. I decided that I'm going to pick it up in the morning. I'm up early. I'm an early bird, and I like to knit when it's very quiet and there's nobody talking, and I can have my coffee and knit. And so I just picked it back up, so I'm feeling confident that I'm going to make myself get through this. Because I just don't want to hear Judy say, what about your Cozy Comfort Throw, Marie? What are friends for, right? Especially fiber friends. I'm going to call her out on something. I'll have to find something. I know she's got something lurking. I know it. Anyway, this is a great project. I am just using mini skeins held with just a plain white. This one has a little tiny bit of speckling in it, but any white held together with just a mini skein. This is the one I'm currently on, and it gives it that great marled effect. So yeah, it's very, very squishy, and realistically, I mean, I have a goodly amount done, so I think that I'm going to give this to my granddaughter for her birthday or her graduation. She's turning 18 this year. Oh boy, that's so sad. She's a great kid, and yeah, I probably will. So, you know, when you put a project away, this is what happens, and you pick it back up and you're all cocky and you're like, I'm just going to get this done, and I'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be great. Well, I forgot to do the I-cord edge. Speaking of I-cord edge, it seems to be a problem with me. Right along, I don't know if you can actually see it. Right here. And so I did, I don't know. I did a section of no I-cord, and then I realized it and I started again, and I have decided I am leaving it. I am not ripping back for that. My granddaughter will not care, and I don't think it's all that noticeable. Oh, the sunshine is coming in. Anyway, I don't think I said this is the Cozy Comfort Throw. It's Molly of a Homespun House, and it is really a great way to use up minis. Scrappy, you know. I'm not much for scrappy myself, but it's fun to do them because you change colors so often. I am on a US 10 6mm needle. I think that the pattern might call for an 8. But I just wanted it a little bit not so dense. So yeah, that is my first work in progress, and I am determined to finish it. It is only, I don't have that much on the needles right now, so every morning I've been working on it. Shouldn't take me too long because I'm so determined. So if you need to use up scraps or an advent calendar or whatever the case may be, it is a great way to use up scraps. So there you go, Judy. Hope you're happy. And speaking of Judy, gosh, guys, I hope the light's all right. So I can turn here and we'll deal with it, right? Okay. speaking of Judy, Judy is has a pattern in testing, and I offered to test it for her, and it is called the Baker River Shawl. Judy lives on the Baker River, so when she did this pattern, the river was absolutely raging and overflowing its banks. It was crazy. So anyway, she was looking for testers. So here it is. If you can see that. I don't know what way is a good way. The sun is really something else right now. Okay. Love, love, love this yarn. So I am using a US 4 3.5 millimeter needle, which is what the pattern calls for. This is a great pattern, simple and but engaging enough so that you have to pay attention, which I did not pay attention. I had Mr. Chitty Chatty husband come in the room when I was first starting this, and yeah, he just rambled and rambled and rambled, and I realized this should have been a this edge should have been an I-cord edge. What is it with me and missing the I-cords? I was so bummed out. I did talk to Judy, and she has let me off the hook and said I don't have to rip it back. Oh, thank God. I really did not want to rip it back. Anyway, I will put a picture of the actual shawl if I haven't already, so that you can see it's got a lovely additional edge that goes on down the bottom here, and it's a ruffle. It's so cute. So the yarn that I'm using is Palmer Yarn Company. Unfortunately, I have lost the ball band, and I think it was a one-of-a-kind colorway anyway. This is a fingering weight. Oh, she does some really nice colors. And this was already wound up in my stash, so I said, I'm just going to grab that one. It's got some great colors in it. I'm hoping that you can see it. Really, really nice. So, yes, and like I said, it's in testing stages, so soon enough we shall have it done and be able to show it to you in all its glory. Okay, so that was all of my works in progress and all of my finished objects, which was a lot. So now I want to talk a little bit about some dream knitting, and this is going to happen sooner rather than later. So I purchased some yarn. I purchased this, which is Knitting for Olive, and it is in the dark blue. This is 100% extra fine merino. And I also purchased Knitting for Olive mohair in the navy blue colorway. And I am going to combine these. This is going to be a love note because I wear my current love note so much. I just keep reaching for it, and the fit is amazing. I've said it time and again. So I really would like a navy, and I think that this, I couldn't get a navy merino, but I think that this will pull it down and bring it to a deeper navy, as opposed to a denim color. So, yep. That's going on my needles very, very soon. I cannot wait. I think that's going to be spectacular. So if you have not made a love note, you really should. This will be my third, although I did have one fail, and it failed because of the yarn was just defective or whatever the case may be. It just didn't work out like I hoped. So anyway, I also wanted to say that this mohair is probably my favorite mohair ever, and it does not seem to pill. My Hush sweater, I used it on, and for some reason, I mean, it's a 70 mohair and 30% silk. but it just does not seem to pill like the others. I think it's nicer to work with. It's not excessively fluffy and it's soft. It doesn't seem to be itchy. So if you're looking for a mohair that has some of those softer qualities, I purchased mine through Barnyard Knits. Um, she's local to us over on the East Coast. And I say local, I mean, she's on the East Coast of the United States. And that makes it easier for me to get it quicker and to get some, and reasonable to ship. So anyway, that's going to be my love note. That's going on my needles next. And the next thing I'm going to make, I will insert a picture. It is called the Backer Scarf from Fiber Tales. It is a beautiful longer scarf. I don't know if I have the dimensions here. Anyway, it's beautiful. I will put in a couple of her pictures from the pattern. It is worked from one end to the other, creating a nice long and narrow scarf, and it's got pointy tips on it. But it's wide enough so that if you needed to put it up over your head, if it was really cold and windy, you could do that as well. I did print out the pattern. I do not have the cover page. I only print out what I need. But anyway, this is made with unspun yarn. So I ordered it in the color that she chose. And it is Float-to-Lopey, which I've used before. I'm not a huge fan of unspun, but I just loved it so much. Sometimes when I see a pattern and I love what the designer has actually done, I will just go for it with the, look at this, single strand. I will just go for it with what they have used. Sorry, it's still in the packaging. I just wanted to leave it that way because I have ordered mohair to go with it, and it is it's on its way. So when I get that, I will combine it with it. And I think it's a little bit darker mohair. And again, I got the knitting for Olive, so that is on his way. And so that will go on the needles soon, I think. So just a couple of things, but I'm really excited about my love note because I just know I will wear it. And I just love the color navy. It always looks good on me. So, all right, let me see what else. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about our winter woodland retreat. It was 2 weeks ago here in Belmont, New Hampshire, and it was just a fabulous time. I always wonder when you get a group of different personalities together, you know, how it all will work out. Well, I can't say enough about all of these women who so graciously came and shared their fun and their emotions and their knitting and just everything. Judy, who you know is the Autumn Acorn, and I hosted this retreat in hopes of just exactly what we got. We got a whole weekend of just relaxation. No commitments, no itineraries, no pressure, no nothing. It was so awesome. We just hung out and knit the whole weekend. We provided food for everybody. It was very simple fare, comfort food, if you will, and easy peasy, so that neither Judy nor I had to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen because we really just wanted to soak up these women. And I cannot thank them all enough for the joy they brought to me. And for making this such a success. I mean, you take a chance when you sign up for a retreat and pay money. And it really just was amazing. We shared a lot of stories and a lot of knitting experience and knitting tips. And I can't say enough about the whole the whole process. We shared our meals around a large table together. It was truly as if I had known these women my whole life, and they were like family. And so I feel really lucky that this went off without a hitch. Um, I back up. Sorry. I did want to acknowledge Mary, who worked diligently to finish a colorwork sweater. She was on the yoke, and this girl busted gut here. She just moved along and got this thing done. So when it was all said and done and she was nowhere to be found, the rest of us took a gander at modeling it. And I will share some pictures at the end of us. It was the funnest thing ever. Hysterical. All we did was laugh, 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 laugh. So Mary got a big kick out of that because it actually, was amazing. And I can't tell you the name of it. It was from a book. But anyway, it's regardless. And I also wanted to mention that we had, we had a couple of ladies from Indiana. We had one from Ohio. We had a group from Massachusetts. We had a couple from northern New Hampshire. So it was a really good mix. And one of the ladies who came from Indiana, I wanted to share. Her name is Bethany, and she has a podcast. It's called Knitting Through. And I will link it down below so that you can go check her out. She does a lovely review of the retreat. And Judy, the Autumn Eggcorn, also does a great review of the retreat. I am so bad when I go to these things. I do not have a lot of footage or pictures or, anything like that. I did not vlog. I just wanted to go and soak up everything I could at this retreat, and I did just that. I came back feeling so happy, so refreshed, and so warmed at the new relationships and friendships, and just the I don't know, the connections. It's crazy. I don't know these people, and they come, and you just suddenly you're, thinking, wow, these are my sisters. So a huge thank you to all of you lovely ladies who came. You know who you are. I am honored that you would even consider coming to such a thing, and that we had such a lovely time. So I could prattle on about it for a long time, but I keep this reasonable. Also, I will put some pictures at the end so that you can have a little see of us in our sweater shenanigans. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to talk about was a few podcasts that I have come across and have been enjoying. Some of these you may know, and some of them may be new to you. And like I said, Bethany, Knitting Through, was my first recommendation, and I will link them down below. The next one is a young woman named Becky, and she is a hand knit letter, and she is adorable. She's witty and she's sweet, and I thoroughly enjoyed her. She has some great knits she shows, and she's just really good. So you'll have to check her out. That was one of them. And the other is Edible Thoughts Makes, which I'm sure most of you already know. She's wonderful. She is hosting a make-along, and it is called the Make It Again Make-Along 2024. I'll put the hashtag on the screen, but I'll also link her down below so that you can go find more information about it. So basically, if you have made something and you want to make it again, you can be part of this make-along. She's got pretty chill rules, and I like her. She is very interesting, and I would highly recommend her. So, all right. And the last one I wanted to recommend, which you all may or may not know, is Novel Knit Girl. And she's out of Wisconsin. Her name is Danelle. She's got a great little podcast, and she is currently also doing a couple of make-alongs. One is a stash busting, and the other involves books. I'll have to put the information down below. Anyway, the one that involves books, it's book related. So you can choose anything that is book related. A yarn that has a name of a book, or a pattern that is book related. What else did she say? I will link it so you have all the details. But for instance, you could knit the library sweater, or a pair of socks like the library socks, or something related to Anne of Green Gables or Hogwarts, or all of that kind of stuff. So you can check it out. I will link the episode where she talks about it. She also has a Ravelry group that has information in it as well. So I thought that was really kind of a fun thing, because you could really make it work for you. And Sophie over at Cozy Meadow Knits just recently, in her last episode, did can't remember what the project was now that I'm thinking about it. I want to say it was maybe a pair of socks. Anyway, she did a project for that knit along, and so I thought you all might be interested in that. So, all right, everybody, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. I have been itching to get back here, and am happy to be over the hump and feeling better. And yes, we do have some plans in the works already for another winter woodland retreat. We need to get our act together, and we're at the beginning stages of it, and as soon as we know, we will let you know. We did enjoy very much having a smaller group. It felt like way more intimate and way better to keep track of people and get to know people. So it won't be a large retreat. There will be, a limited number of spaces, but we are working on it. All right, everybody, you have a fabulous day. Stay well and take care, and I will see you the next time. Bye.